Thank you, Genesis Gold Group, for sponsoring this video.
Hello, YouTubers. Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I am in front of the Fairbanks Jiffy Lube, and I've got probably about a 45-minute wait, so I figured that I'd have a talk with you all. And I'm going to put out about 3 standalone videos today, and the reason is because they're standalone videos. They're things that we can talk about for a while that I think is pretty important for us to know. So, have you heard about that the United States put a sanction on Dominican Republic for its sugar exports, i.e. our imports from them, because of forced labor, right? And forced labor and slave-like conditions, I think is what I read. So I started looking into that. I'm like, that's kind of weird. Because, and by the way, you're not going to believe, stay tuned, because you're not going to believe why it is that they're doing this. And I have to say, before I continue, right, that all of this is my opinion, but I have a source in the Dominican Republic that filled me in on really why it is that the U.S. has sanctioned the Dominican Republic as far as sugar imports to us from them. And anyways, let me go on. So I told myself, when I found this out, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, but I don't understand why the U.S. is not sanctioning China, you know, over their forced labor practices. We all know about that, right? So I didn't really think too much of it. And then here, I was talking to someone that I know in DR, right? It's a friend of the family. And I asked him about that. I'm like, so what's going on with this thing here with the U.S., you know, sanctioning the Dominican Republic for sugar because of forced labor? And this person told me, he's like, well, it has nothing to do with that forced labor. That's the excuse they're using. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. I looked into this a little bit. Let me tell you this first before I tell you what I was told. I looked into this a little bit, and here, I don't know, a few weeks back, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we had sent a general over to the Dominican Republic, and it's a 3-star general, all right, so Lieutenant General, and I believe her name was Laura Richardson, General Laura Richardson. And I looked, you know, for articles as far as what that visit was pertaining to, and they didn't really specify very much. They pretty much just told you what they wanted you to know. So right now, the U.S. is doing like a world tour with this medical ship that's going around to poor countries and helping them with medical stuff and things like that. And anyways, when I saw that, I was like, man, wouldn't it be nice if we actually took the money that we're using for that world tour of that ship that's going around and stopping in small countries? I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but they're stopping around in small countries and helping them with whatever medical issues their people have. Wouldn't it be nice if we did something like that here, where maybe we took that money instead and maybe got a few caravans and, you know, went throughout the U.S., you know, helping people that needed medical help. But anyways, I digress. All right, that's just how I feel. We need to take care of our own first. And here, my ethnicity is Dominican. All right, ladies and gentlemen, understand this. My ethnicity is Dominican. I am proud of my heritage. But the United States of America is my country, and it is the country that I love. And here, even with a ship going to the Dominican Republic to provide medical help for people that need it, for poor people that need it, I say take care of the United States first, because this is my country. I love my relatives that still live in the Dominican Republic and all that stuff, but this is my country, and we have to take care of our house first. I have a feeling I'm going to say I digress a whole bunch of times.
Thank you, Genesis Gold Group, for sponsoring this video. Ladies and gentlemen, I've received several emails in the past asking me what I would do if I had a 401k or an IRA that I wanted to protect against the inflationary forces that we've experienced and are experiencing now. I'm not a financial advisor, but the folks at Genesis Gold Group specialize in helping those who want to diversify their excess wealth by converting their fiat currency retirement plans into a plan that is backed by real money. So if you're in a position where you are wondering what you can do in order to diversify or insulate your wealth against what I like to call the inferno of inflation, give Genesis Gold Group a call, and they can provide you with the information that you need in order to make an educated decision. Once again, thank you very much, Genesis Gold Group, for sponsoring this video.
And I find out that the Dominican Republic has been building a wall between them and Haiti. So I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with like the Dominican Republic. It's a small island. It kind of like looks like a Y, right? And the Y part where it sticks out like that, that's the part that belongs to Haiti. Haiti has that side as their country. So the Dominican Republic has been building a wall because they have a problem with Haitians coming in that haven't come in to their country the right way. Right? And for those of you that are getting triggered because I say that they're building a wall and all that stuff, go and tell your neighbor to take down their fence, right? Because I guarantee you this, one of the reasons, if not the most simple reason why a person decides to build a fence around their property is because they don't want someone to come into their property uninvited, right? Think about that. Are you willing to go and tell your neighbor, hey, take your darn fence down? No, you're not. Why? Because more likely you have one as well. Right? So I have nothing against the Dominican Republic building a wall between them and Haiti. Well, my contact in DR, this is what he told me. He said, it has nothing to do with the forced labor of Haitians mainly. They work in the sugarcane fields and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with that. It's that their military people came over here, and they even said that woman general came over here and they started talking to our higher up military people and the president of the Dominican Republic. I don't know what his name is. And this person that I'm talking about, he has contacts that are high up in the military. So he said, what they want us to do is they want us to stop building the wall, and they want us to build like camps so that all of the Haitians that are here now that came in here through the back door, let's say, so that I don't get this video knocked down, they want us to settle them here and to let them stay here, and they want us to build camps for them. And the Dominican Republic, the president, and of course with the advice of their generals and stuff that they have in their military, they pretty much told them that they said, go pound sand. We're not going to do that. And that's the reason, ladies and gentlemen. It's like I've always said, they only tell you what they want you to know. Sorry about that. The lights went out in the truck, so I had to turn it on. So if you hear a little bit of noise, that's my truck running. But as I was saying, that's why you have to do your own research. That's why you have to look around. For many of you that may not know this, we actually did not have a very good sugar harvest as far as sugar beets and sugar canes last year. And this year, I don't think it was as good either. And in Canada especially, they got a big chunk of their sugar harvest or sugar beet harvest knocked out because of cold weather and stuff like that. So when you're paying higher prices in sugar, don't just think it's because of what you're told in the news. There's a whole bunch of stuff behind what they're telling you, because they never tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I have to say that I am very happy that they did that. And also, I'm going to have to be on the lookout here for the next several months to see what happens with this. Because, you know, usually whenever the U.S. tries to have a small country do what they want them to do, they get away with it because we have so much power as far as military and the dollar and all that kind of stuff. The inflation in the Dominican Republic is ridiculous. I mean, it is ridiculous. With the strength of the dollar and with them importing a lot of their food, the inflation there is ridiculous. So I wouldn't be surprised if things for the Dominican Republic gets a little bit worse than what it is now, just because they told the U.S. to go pound sand. But that's another thing that we have to consider, is that a lot of countries are telling the U.S. to go pound sand. So are you prepared for when more than half of the world tells the U.S. that they don't want anything to do with us anymore? Ladies and gentlemen, everything that the government is doing on our behalf is not doing for us. It's doing for them. So make sure that you are preparing. Always have that on the front of your mind, that they are not going to be there for us. And the only way that they will be there for us is if we conform to what they want us to do. So do you want to be free or not? Get prepared so that you can resist the best that you can when the time comes. When's that time? I don't know. But look at what the U.S. government has done to all of these small countries. And do you think that they wouldn't hesitate to do the same thing to us? Read the book An Economic Hitman by John Perkins. And it shows you what the U.S. has done to all of these other poor countries, making believe that they care when they don't. Well, guess what? The economic hitman is being done on the American people right now as I speak. The government is doing the same thing to its people here in the United States that the economic hitman described that the government was doing to governments of smaller countries and less fortunate countries decades ago. So prepare, continue to prepare. I hope that you like this format of me just getting a short video out that's pretty much just talking about one thing. I thought that this video needed to be on its own, along with a couple other videos that I'm going to be talking about. And depending on how long it takes before they get to me, will depend on whether my next couple of videos are going to be out of this same truck. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but the Jiffy Lube in Fairbanks, if you live in Fairbanks, these guys do a great job. These guys and girls, they do a great job. I have to be honest in saying that it's almost twice as much as what it would cost you to get it done at Walmart, but they do a great job nonetheless. Never had a problem with them, and their service is outstanding. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. I will talk to you later on. God bless.